Hey everybody, how are you? How are you? How are you? Hello everybody. Happy pre-Thanksgiving Eve. It's your favorite childcare consultant, Miss Wells, with Guidinglight Childcare Consulting. Hope you guys are getting all ready for this good old grand thankful season that we are up upon. Although I feel as though it's a season for right now, it's literally what? Year round, and we know this. So come on in here, come on in here, come on in here. Tonight is going to be really brief because I hope you guys are either getting ready to have fun with your family or you're up there seasoning and cooking and getting ready for all the good stuff. So I just wanted to come in here because I just came from a client. She's a new client, and she's in the process of starting a center, a commercial facility for a childcare business. So I just kind of had she has a great location, but I just wanted to come on here and talk about location for a minute. When you're trying to look for a facility, you really want to try to have somewhere that's going to be traffic, a lot of traffic. I'm not saying a lot, but somewhere where it's not in the cut. Okay, so that's the first tidbit. Don't be trying to find no center and start no childcare business. You all in the cut somewhere, can't nobody find you. No, you're about to be a business owner, so be seen. Okay, be seen, be seen, be seen. The next thing, I just want to talk about the different components of it. You need to first ask yourself, am I going to rent a space slash lease a space? Am I going to build my own? That would be amazing, right? Because then you can get everything you want. Now, here's my tidbit for people that are in the process or have the funds to build and create your own center. You would likely to hire a consultant that can come out to the site with you. That way, as you're constructing it, that consultant can guide you on the proper way to set it up. Because let's be clear, let's just dive all on into this goodness here. Okay, we're going to dive all on in to say, a lot of people get caught up and they say, oh, I want 5 rooms, 6 rooms, 10 rooms. I don't know, however big or small your facility is. Okay. It's amazing if you can first, let me say this. I know I was talking about the construction, but if you could find a property, or if you're going to build a property, build your center, then you definitely want to make sure that you can have, it's better if you can have rooms. Now, when you hire someone as lovely as myself as a consultant, what if the space is more of an open space? Then that's where we come in and I teach you how to utilize your space and how we're going to make this thing work without you having individual rooms. By the time I'm done, you're going to have you some individual rooms. Maybe not with a wall up, but we're going to get you some rooms, okay? But let me go back to construction of the space, or even just creating the space and putting the space together. You want to make sure that you're following first the guidelines and the components within the regulation. Now, the regulations that I'm used to, I'm here in the DMV in the Maryland area. Let's talk about infants and toddlers. And nothing I'm saying tonight is not in a regulation. So, if I'm saying something and you're in a different state, then just check your regulation for where certain things need to be. Now, when you're talking about that infant toddler space, those that infant area, toddler area, you need to have a water source and a changing table next to it. And then you need to have it positioned in a manner where that teacher that will be utilizing that water space, the sink and the changing table, changing the babies, can still be observant of the classroom. So that is very, very important. So you guys, make sure you're paying attention to the construction of these rooms. When you are leasing these spaces, you ask all those questions. Where's the plumbing? I need to know where's the plumbing so I can make sure I know where the water source is, so I can add, create, or whatever spaces that I need to make sure that I'm in compliance. Because I have a lot of people that will hire me to do a property assessment, and I go to the property and we're going, and they'll say, oh, Miss Wells, I would love to have infants and toddlers over here. Before we even go any further, I say, where's your water source? Oh, I don't know. Or it's down this way. Make a long story short, it's in an area where it's not really conducive to a water source. So guess what? This space that you thought that you were going to house infants and toddlers, not going to happen. So let's go find another space in this area or in this facility that we can do that, because I guarantee you 9 out of 10, especially with COVID, somebody's regulations got where that infant toddler classroom needs a water source, okay? Now, let's talk about our good old 2-year olds. 2-year olds. I try to coach people to, like, okay, if you're starting the center, um, try to give them their own space where they have their own bathroom. Now, is it in regulation or somewhere where they just gotta have their own? No, but they do have to have their own where there's continuous observation of the children, because guess what? Our 2-year olds, they're so special and they're so intricate. They're potty training. So that is the purpose for why I try to, when I'm doing the property assessments, understand what the water sources are and let them know, hey, we need a little toilet here. They don't have to have a whole big old bathroom and something so lavish, but you want to be able to give that teacher an opportunity, a safe and healthy opportunity to potty train those children. So once again, this talk is for newly to be established childcare facilities in your commercial properties, okay? Now, if you already have something and you've gotten approved to do it the way you're doing it, hey, if it works for you, it works for me. I just know that when you're a new center starting off, I try to tell my clients all these little tidbits to make sure that they're making an appropriate decision. Give you an example. My client today, the room that she wanted to do the 2-year olds in, it just would have been too much for where the bathroom. I was actually taught years ago that when we're doing it like this, it's called a restroom. Bathrooms are what we have at home because it has a bathtub and all that good stuff. So just a little tidbit I learned. I was corrected by someone who was like a child care guru. I mean, she was the ECE guru. Bless her soul. She passed away due to COVID. And she was like a mentor to me almost 10, 15 years ago when I first started in this game. But anywho, fast forward. You just want to make sure, if you can, give your cute little terrific 2-year olds their own space to do for potty training, to make sure it's adequately able to be done. We will stress that the teachers need to, and parents want their kids to be potty trained, but we can't potty train if we're not equipping the staff on how to do that. Okay. So I really do love, if you can have a bathroom in every classroom, hey, we are winning. We ain't got to worry about no bathroom. Everybody, you can potty train, you can go to the bathroom, you can do what you need to do. But now let's take a step back though about opening and creating these new centers. Let's be clear. Restrooms are very important. It is a very important component about your restrooms and where they are and where they're located and how many toilets you have. Now, here in Maryland, it is for every 15 children, preschool. I'm talking about preschoolers. Preschoolers are usually, your 3 to 5s. Your it's really 2 to 5, but 2-year olds, you want them to have their own restroom. But toilets. So for every 15 children, you are going to need a toilet for them, and that is a component of your capacity and your numbers. So a lot of times, guess what? I do a property assessment and I'll get there and their bathroom situation, their restaurant, I'm going to get it together. I'm up here trying to teach y'all something and I can't get it together either. But of course, we're human and we're so used to just saying bathroom. But in childcare, the term should be restroom. But anywho, the restroom situation is a problem. A lot of times you got stalls, and here's the reality. The only children that technically need stalls are your school-age children, because of course they're older and they're of age where, they need a little privacy. Now you got these little 3 and 4s. I believe in, if you want doors or stall-ish, then maybe put a little divider in between. Because, with that age, most of the time, the restrooms are unisex, okay? Or you're going to If you like the stall idea, then give them a half door on the stall. Don't make it a full door. Give them a half a door on the stall for the restrooms if you feel like you want to give those little ones their privacy. But I'm used to just give them something in between the toilet seats, and excuse me, that's fine. That's why you're not supposed to drink a soda before you start doing the live, because now I'm over here burping and stuff. So please forgive me, but I was a little thirsty. So the next component is really your restrooms. You got to make sure you have enough restrooms per the capacity that you want to house when you are starting this child care program. Okay, so we've talked about restrooms. We've talked about the sinks, and your changing table for your infants and toddlers. Okay, so you also, another thing that kind of gets misconstrued is a lot of people will have me do a property assessment, and they'll have either or, meaning the length and not the width. So then when I conduct measurements and I'm like, we not going to get this number that you wanted in here. And I have to explain to them, you have the length, but you don't have the width. The reality is, in most states, each child needs at least 35 square feet per child, okay? And sometimes I say that we want to up that a little bit now because of COVID, but regulatory, it's generally 35 square feet per child. Every state may be different, but where I am, it's 35 square feet per child. So again, we got the length, but we don't have the width, or vice versa. We have the width and we don't have the length. So that can cause a problem too. Now, as I'm doing property assessments with my clients, I'm looking at the property, I'm looking at the room, I'm looking at the space, and I promise you, I'm going to pull my hair out and try to make that room work for you. I'm going to try to tell you every tip I know, everything I know, to try to get you the maximum for what you need in that room or for the facility. Now, here's what I mean. I'll give you an example. My client was gun-ho on making sure that she had a classroom of 9, and in those 9, she wanted 2 toddlers, and the rest would be 2-year-olds. Now, you can do mixed age groups, but of course, you have to be careful. But she was just gun-ho on it. She just wanted that. All she saw was kind of numbers. Don't get me wrong, this is a numbers game. When all was said and done, I said, no. I said, this is what we're going to do. I said, this area right here that you wanted to have these mixed 2-year-olds, we're just going to make 2-year-olds. Because where I am, you can have a maximum group size of 12 2-year-olds. That's a ratio of 1 to 6 for your 2-year-olds. I said, we're not going to mix them. They need their own space. They need their own restroom. You have the space to give them a restroom. That's what we're going to do. That's it. That's all. Okay. I said, now you have the space. What we're going to do next is we're going to give you at least 2 infant areas, 2 separate rooms. That's giving you a maximum capacity of 6. And infants and toddlers here, you can mix them. Okay, so that's where you're going to mix. You're going to mix your infants and toddlers together and still be able to have your 6, still be in compliance. So guess what? Then with her other numbers, I couldn't really work that out because of the space. Once again, she was working with, she had the length, but she didn't have the width. So with the idea and change of not mixing the 2-year-olds and giving them their own space, she wanted approximately 55. The way I was doing it in the beginning, we were only going to be meeting about, I think, I want to get the number, 30. We were at 51, okay? I said, but with the space and everything else that you have to go on, I said, I just don't see how we're going to get to 55. So when I changed it and had her change the way she's going to do it and put the 2-year-olds by themselves, I said, the best I can do, I can get you to 54. But again, these are all preliminary factors because guess what? I walked into a hollowed out pretty much building. She's going to, construct it. And that's great. But we still have that leeway. No, we don't have that leeway. Let me take that back. So our issue is we have the length of the building, but we don't have the width when it comes to the classrooms. So that's where we were hurting with the numbers. But I said, if you do it this way and come down on the number allotment that you think or that you feel like you want for the preschool children, then we're going to focus on these twos and infants and toddlers. And that's really where your money is anyway when you're doing childcare. Let's be clear. That's where your money is. They are the bulk of holding you down, okay? So you want to go out there and find somebody who's pregnant with some babies, put them on the wait list or something. I don't know. But that's where we at, okay? So when you're looking for a property, these are all the things and components to take into consideration. The only way that you're going to kind of get all of that in one in the beginning is to kind of get a pre-owned childcare. Maybe someone selling the property. My point is, it was already set up for childcare, so most of the components that I'm talking about are already, available and already in place. Now, if you're not and you're constructing it, then these are the things that you got to think about when you're constructing. You want to make sure each classroom has their own. Now, don't get me wrong. When you can mix some children together, but you want to be careful because when you start, you don't want to. I don't really like to get into mixing these little ones, the toddlers and twos, because then you need more staff. More staff is what? More money. No. We trying to lower that. So the next thing after that, after we get through the staffing component, it is great if you're constructing from ground and you're going to create and build your own center. Amazing. But I will say, if that is an option, hire a consultant to go out there when you're ready for that with the architect or with the builder, whoever, so they can talk it out together for your best interest. Because someone like me, I know how the room should be constructed. I'm not telling them, yes, I do also do, interior design where I'm setting up the classrooms, but I'm not even there yet. We're not even there. Can we get the right walls together? Can we get the walls together? Okay. Can we get the restrooms together? Can we get the sink situation together? Because that is important. All right. So you want to think about your parking lot space. Now, most, because you're starting a business, 9 out of 10, you're going to have to get a zoning permit or some type of permit from the state, the city, wherever you are, because that's any business. That's like when you go in any business, somewhere on that wall should be somewhere to tell you the occupancy level or the capacity that building can house. Okay. That's even when you go to these events, when you go to these clubs. Any building, it'll say capacity. That's what I'm talking about. You're going to have to get that. So I just wanted to really piggyback. And like I said, I was just really coming from a client this evening. Thank God. Thank you. Because I absolutely love what I do. And with COVID, it has made things a little harder and some people come to me and say, Ms. Wells, is this the right time to start a childcare business? I'm like, is it the right time to do anything? But guess what? We can't second guess what will be. All we can do is live in it and get through it and cross those bridges when we get to it. So is this a good time to start a business? Yes. Anytime is a good time. If the Lord bless you to do it, you do it. Because he the one got the final say. Now, I ain't about to go to church on y'all, but yes, it's okay. Like I said on my other live, I said, I promise you, somebody pushing out a baby right now as I'm talking, as you listening. Somebody pushing out a baby. So there's not a shortage of babies. And then, everybody's like, well, with the pandemic and people working from home, let me tell you like this. Now, you might get some that want to just do some drop-in care. But that's okay. You're going to charge them too. Nothing's for free. We're not doing babysitting. We not, we are running a business. So I tell people, don't be scared of them drop-in cares because they're the ones going to help you fill in the gaps financially as well, okay? You're going to take those drop-in kids, whether they're part-time, because guess what? Little Miss Johnson may be working from home, but she's going to need a break every now and again. So yes, you open up your childcare business. You go for what you want and you ask God for permission and you pray about it and you move forward accordingly. Okay, that is what you do, and that's any business venture. I just happen to be in the field of childcare, so that's why I'm always talking about childcare. So no, when you're looking for or starting a childcare business and you're going commercial, definitely make sure that you are paying attention to the signs of the spacing, the parking lot, the traffic that is coming through, so you can advertise. You want to catch people people either going to work or coming home from work, vice versa, either or. And you're going to run that program and you're going to run it amazingly because it's all about word of mouth. It is all about word of mouth. You can do anything that you want to do. Now, I can consult you, I can guide you, I can train you, I can do everything. But what I can't do is fund it for you. Okay? So I tell people, if this is what you want to do, then you figure out your funding source, you get your money together, and honey, you go out there, you get your business plan. I do help with that too. But my point is, follow your dreams. If you know you love children, like I will be honest, I do not like the people that come in here on this in this industry and take it for granted. And they say, I want to start a childcare business, and all they think about is money, honey. I don't like it. I don't like it. You are not just going to get in this business and be messing up with somebody's child and their education and their foundation for to get them ready for school, because that's what it's about. If that's not your MO from start, that's just the bare minimum. You're out here, you are going to provide a quality service program. And you want people to pay, like, okay, I go over payments. Miss Wells, how much should I charge for this? And I go over, well, what do you have in mind? I don't like to, cut them down, but I'm going to look at the area that you're in. I'm going to look at the demographic of where you are. I'm going to look at all that. And sometimes I do have to bust my customers. I know y'all probably like, girl, why you got on a scarf in the house? But because I had it on earlier with my outfit and I thought it was cute. So don't mind me if I flicked it to the side like I was in Patty. But no, seriously. Sometimes I have to bust my clients' bubbles and I tell them, come down a bit. It might be where they are. But this is what I always say to you, because I've done it in my own business. You don't start high. That's like everything is like a negotiation. You don't start high. You start kind of minimum, because guess what? You're going to raise your rates. You better raise your rates as you progress along in this business. So you don't come on, I want to charge $500 a week. For what? You're just starting. Like, don't get me wrong. I understand you got bills. You got to pay that rent. You got to pay whatever you got to pay. I get it. But you're going to have to work a little bit. You're not going to get in this business and think that you're going to get rich. The successful childcare owners that you see today, you can ask them anytime. They did not get that success overnight, honey. They done made some mistakes. You're going to make some mistakes, even if you do hire a consultant, because you forgot to call me and ask me, Miss Wells, should I do this? But it's okay. But what I'm saying is all of this is a learning process. So, yes, start your business, but start it with the right intentions is really my message on that. Yes, it is a lucrative business, but it's not lucrative overnight. You have to establish relationships. You have to establish trust. That's a part of building and establishing relationships. And we're talking about you want to start a business where you're housing the most delicate component to somebody's family, their children. You cannot take that lightly. I've seen it done. I see it. That doesn't make it right. Okay? You cannot go out here trying to start no childcare business and think I'm just doing this as a get rich quick scheme. Excuse me. I couldn't get it out because I was starting to get irritated. And I say that because it's not. It doesn't work like that, because best believe every dollar you put out is called what? An investment. And this is one of those businesses where you have to continuously invest in your business. You got to invest in that staff. Are you prepared to put in the work, what it needs to train that staff for them to run it the way you want it to be run? It ain't going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen on day one that you open. And you have to not think. So you might want to start with, I'm going to just say 50, 60 kids. You're not going to get 50, 60 kids on day one if I handed you a license right now. It doesn't work like that. And what I tell people is, you have to start off and do what you want to do, and you have to do it with a plan. If you start off, you open today, and you get one child, you better take that one child. Is it going to cover your overhead? No. But word of mouth is everything. You're going to come in there and you're going to treat that child with royalty, and you're going to make sure that staff treat them like the king, queen, whatever boy, girl they are. Because it's called word of mouth at that point. Okay? I don't care if you have a center. Your maximum capacity could be 100 kids. You better start with that one kid. You better start with those 3 kids. You better start with those 4 kids. Because guess what? 1 grows to 2, 2 grows to 3, 3 goes to 4. You get my point. But I just want people to come into this business and stop thinking that it's a quick fix to get rich. It's very lucrative. Don't get it twisted, but not overnight. Not after shedding a little bit of blood, a little bit of sweat, a little bit of tears, and a whole lot of prayers, okay? So anyway, I'm not gonna hold y'all on this good old Thanksgiving night. I'm probably talked a little bit too much, probably got off subject. I don't know. I get to talking, but I just want to let y'all know that your favorite child care consultant, she is out here and she is loving what she do. And I just want to make sure I'm steering people in the right direction and that you are moving forward the way that you need to be successful. Now, does that happen overnight? No, 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 no. But overnight on this night, I hope you guys wake up to some good old good food on this good season of giving, this season of being thankful. I'm thankful to have you guys as an audience. I'm thankful to God for my career path that has led me to this journey of being an entrepreneur and being a childcare consultant. I absolutely love it. I hope you guys love what you do. If you are in the childcare field or industry, because I have a lot of followers, they don't just all happen to be in childcare, but whatever it is that you choose to do, honey, you do it right, you do it with grace, you do it with love, and a whole lot of prayers. Y'all have a good one. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Thanks so much for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you.